What's up, Solar Warriors? What's up, Solar Warriors? Today is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. My name is Jarrett McAllister, the virtual solar pro. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your fellow solarpreneurs. I'm excited to kick off today's training. We have special guest, Danny Pessy, who's going to be going over objection handling. You're not going to want to miss this. But before we get into success stories, I got to say what's up to my man, Mr. Jonathan Bernasso. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Good morning, Jarrett. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Tuesday, July 2nd. It's already July, and 4th of July is 2 days away. Summertime.
That's right. Yeah, going to be celebrating some freedoms with some big boom boom here in the neighborhood. Up here in North Idaho, we just go down to the res, pick up some boomsticks, like legit fireworks. And I will tell you, last year, my in-laws were up here visiting, and they said that the fireworks show here in our neighborhood was the best fireworks show they've ever seen in their lives. And I'm not going to disclose how old they are, but just goes to show. Super excited. It's one of my favorite holidays. Celebrate America. So let's go. Let's kick this thing off. Get started. We have a jam-packed training for all of you guys, but let's start off with some success stories. We love hearing from you on the platform. I know a ton of you guys are crushing it out there. We want to hear about it. If you helped out a homeowner go solar, building your team, networking, let's go ahead, raise your hand, drop it in the chat. I will call on a couple, and then we will get right into some updates. Carlos, my man. Dude, you were on here last week, dude. What, are you just rolling with success? What do you got?
I told you I was firing it back up.
Love it. What do you got?
Broken Power World. Well, the last couple of days I've gotten 2 new utility bills. I'm actually waiting on 3 more from people I talked to yesterday to be sent over the next day or two. Already have them in my CRM tool to follow up with them if I don't receive it today or tomorrow. So things are going. They're starting to roll.
Love it. No pun intended. Starting to roll. Let's do it. Man, it's all about collecting utility bills, right? Like that's literally all you have to do to be successful on this platform is laser focus, generate electricity bills, generating leads. That's it. So good job, brother.
Quick shout out, success stories, guys. Hawaii Unified, Rhino Irwin, and one of his sales reps, Tyler, they're just crushing it. They're paying door knockers. They're working the Home Depots. So shout out to them, Joel Gossett, Leonardo here, Quinn, Tony. On the recruiting side, TST, Zach Bakken team here, and Jesse, Spencer. I mean, always holding it down. Shout out to Jordan Shaw as well. And then on the tier 3 mentors, Ace coming in with 12. Owen Carey with 8 last month. Shout out Owen. Christopher Collier, Jordan Shaw. A lot of you guys are doing really well. So good month of June. It's definitely heating up. And these people are earning thousands of dollars extra in the summer sales contest till the end of August. All right. Joseph.
Yeah.
What you got, Joseph? Unmute.
Yeah, come off mute, brother.
We'll do Joseph and Scott, and then we'll move on. Type any more in the chat. Joseph, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Joseph.
All right, we're going to go to Scott if he knows how to unmute.
All right, we're going to go to Scott.
The one thing I do know how to do is speak. That is for sure. Hey, I wanted to give kudos to Mr. Owen. Mr. Owen's been spectacular to me, been very, very helpful. We wrote and closed another deal yesterday. That's our second one, like in a week. And then he was so kind. I had a customer I've been talking to, and we had an 8 o'clock appointment scheduled for a Zoom. I was at their house on Saturday. They reached out to me and said, hey, they're out and about, and they're looking like they're not gonna be able to make it. Maybe they can make it later. Long story short, Owen was willing, after walking his dog late at night, to jump on a Zoom. We got in there like at 9:15 last night and talked to this guy for another 45 minutes. We'll see if we're gonna get the deal or not. He's 50-50. But Owen worked with me yesterday all the way till 10 o'clock last night. So I want to give that boy some kudos.
Owen Carey holding it down.
Thanks,
He
Scott.
is holding it down. Nah, great stuff. Great stuff. Joseph, did you figure out how to unmute yourself? It looks like it.
I think I did. Hey, yeah, 2 deals yesterday. I feel pretty excited about it. One was a door knock. I knocked on the door 2 days earlier on Saturday, closed that deal up, had a lead. I paid $18 for an exclusive lead. I couldn't believe it. Got that deal. But hey, got a quick question here. I did a light reach deal, and this was yesterday at 5 p.m. and like it hasn't moved over. The customer.
Hey, Joseph,
yeah.
When it comes to that Q&A, we'll save that for the end, if you don't mind.
Okay, no problem. My apologies. Thank you.
Yeah. Text my brother, me, and Ashley. We'll take care of it, Joseph, or ask sales support chat. We'll talk to you later, though.
No problem. Sorry, I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. And then, hey, real quick, I'd like to share some success. Last night, helped out a homeowner with not 1, but 2 projects in Idaho, in American Falls. And this one was a massive 17 kW project. And then another little 6.8 for their shop behind the house, separate meters. This project came from another installer who I networked and met with at SolarCon. And because he doesn't currently install in Idaho, he reached out to me. And because our platform is nationwide, I was able to help them out. And obviously we're going to split that deal right down the middle because that's how we do it over here. But just another, just showing off the platform, incredible. And it was awesome. And they're super happy, great return on investment. They're stoked. One last other thing I'd like to share with all of you guys is last week I recorded on the Virtual Solar Pro podcast an episode with Mr. Tom Cotter. And it's an incredible conversation. That man, I don't know if you guys know, he's been in the industry for 20 years. 20 years. He's like the godfather of solar. And so I'm going to drop the link to the podcast here in the chat. Check it out. It's a can't miss episode. So
Awesome. Can't wait to hear it. All right, Jarrett, thank you for the success stories, guys. I need to move right into some updates. So if you don't mind, please type any more success stories in the chat. All right, a few updates and then we'll get to the training today. As many of you know, Powur Hitters is one of the teams here. Solar Warrior Tribe is another. And so we've kind of branded ourselves just as a team, a lot of honorary members and everyone's welcome to be part of the Powur Hitters team. But I am excited to share real quick a sneak peek video of a new look, a new design that we're going to be launching in the next week or two. So I'm going to play a quick video for y'all.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan Bernasso here to introduce to you the new Powur Hitter Solar Team brand. After going through many revisions, design changes, and logos with Surge Creator Studios, the leadership behind Powur Hitter's team has landed on a new look, feel, and color scheme after voting on the final 3 options. Welcome to Hitters, a solar team of power. You can expect awesome branding, logos, posts, social media pages, slide deck presentations, trainings, and more to showcase the new look and feel. Brand new welcome posts, font styles, colors, banners, and icons. In the near future, you can expect a swag store showcasing some amazing wearable items or even client appreciation gifts representing the new look and feel. Check out the new look on the hats, shopping bags, business cards, billboards, and more. Powur Hitters is the most successful team in the Powur Platform over the last 5 years. And this is just the next evolution of the best solar team and the best solar platform in the industry. For more information, to refer us, work with us, reach out to your Powur Hitter independent solar consultant today.
All right.
woo!
Y'all like
Someone
that?
grab a fire extinguisher.
All right, just having a little fun here, rebranding the team. As I said, everyone's welcome to the Powur Hitters team, and let's keep rolling here. So expect to see that in the next week or two. We've got all of the trainings on Powur Calendar, market development calls, the Monday newsletter right here. Check your email from yesterday. You can read thoughts from Jonathan Budd. Texas now has non-backup storage solutions. The partner launch I'll touch on in just a second. Last night, we announced a partnership with Enfin for loans. In addition to GoodLeap and SunGage, Enfin has the lowest dealer fees. They're a subsidiary company of Hanwha Q-Cells, guys. And it's just going to give us more options to do loans and crush our sales with Enfin, the lender. So make sure to attend that training. Summer contest incentive. Everyone is earning hundreds and thousands of dollars more in the contest, but this summer incentive is letting us give our customers up to 18 months of no payments. So a homeowner rebate. If you want to offer that this summer, check that out. Make sure to vote for your Powur People's Choice Award. Who you think has impact, inspiration, culture, who's a coach, who's a trailblazer. Take the survey, nominate them. They're going to be awarded in Florida, where we're going to be hanging out with y'all and even Danny Pessy here in just a few minutes, in Powur World, Florida at the gala. So please, please take the survey and nominate some amazing Powur warriors. More rebates here. Finance rebate did officially end, just so you know. And then there's lots of updates on the compensation plan and the M1. 4th of July is a holiday, so make sure to request your proposals now. There will be some limited hours. Masterclass Immersive next is July 31st. So y'all have 29 days to plan for that. And then some success stories here with Joseph and John Bobness. All right. Also, friendly reminder, if you go to impact.powur.com, you can see our brand new impact report for 2023. Great information here, great to share with customers, and even take some screenshots and share it on social media. This stuff's amazing. So just a friendly reminder on that as well. Important dates here. Powur Day in person is going to be in August. The virtual masterclass we just saw is in July 31st. And then, as I mentioned, Powur World in Florida. Get your tickets and book your hotel at powurconvention.com, September 19th through the 21st. Friendly reminder, 2 ways, guys, to make a ton more money right now. If you recruit someone by August 31st, 2 months, and they get a contract by the end of the year, you're getting a $250 bonus, okay? If you want to team build, you don't have to. You can earn hundreds or thousands of dollars more right now for the next 2 months. Speaking of earning hundreds or thousands of dollars more, guys, there's already like 15 to 20 people that are earning thousands of dollars more with the summer sales contest. Remember, they're giving away a car as the top prize. 30 people get to go to Mexico, work hard, play hard, all expenses paid trip. Plus, we're earning thousands of dollars more. Just even 4 to 5 sales is getting you thousands of dollars more till the end of August. It's insane. We already earn more commission than the average rep, and we give our customers a better price than most nationwide companies, period. So get this money, telling you. And Malia is going to Mexico. She's going to be in the top 30. She's calling it out right now in the chat. All right. I appreciate your patience, everyone. You know, speaking of our Florida Ascend convention here, 19th through 21st of September. Where's the pretty icon? Here we go. Powur World Ultimate Sales Kickoff. Cami, our CMO, and Danny are really planning something special for us. Danny Pessy is a beloved, renowned trainer for solar and part of the Powur family here. Proven track record. I'll let him introduce himself, but he's going to do a very special keynote kickoff, dynamic, immersive workshop. He always brings the fire. I'm super excited for this. Going to be in Florida and happy to have him on the Powur World stage. I've been wanting that for a few years now, so it's great that it's going to be the 3rd annual Powur World convention that Danny's going to help kick off. So Danny, I'd like to bring you up. I know we're going to be talking about objection handling today. Would love for introduce yourself. And man, I'm just excited for you to be in Florida hanging with the Powur crew.
Dude,
Let's spotlight Danny.
I'm fired up, man. I am fired up. Yeah, I love doing this, dude. I'm glad that you pulled some strings and we were able to work out the schedule to make it happen. And I'm gonna put something together super special that I've never done. As some of you guys have seen my trainings, I like to keep it new, switched up, not the same old thing over and over and over again. That's one of my skill sets is like I actually do the stuff I train on. I've lived it, and I'm not just talking in theory. And that's something I take pride on in a day and age of so much who is legit on the internet. Some of you guys know me from when I was selling full time back in the day to when I transitioned into training. But no, I'm excited to come, and I love John. John always has me come out and provides value to the events you guys put on. Powur is a phenomenal platform. You guys are at the right place at the right time. The solar industry is continuing to make waves in the world, and I hope that I can come and share and provide you guys some value, and give it up to John for continuing to pour into you into his people, because as you guys know, running a community, it's sometimes a thankless job and it's a lot of effort. And although you do get compensated for it, it's one of those things that does go complimented. So everyone show some love to John right now. Go in the comments, say, "We love you, John. Thank you for putting time and effort into this." And that's one thing I just want to honor in you, John, is you're consistently pouring into your people, and that's what it takes to be a leader. And for you guys on here, there's time to make money, and then there's time to dive into people and pour into people. And you guys heard about it, is ways to recruit. And although the training will be on handling objections and building trust and confidence in your people, one of the biggest things to help you guys get better faster is having someone that you're responsible for. So although you might have some self-limiting belief in recruiting or bringing people on, if you want to get good at this faster, if you want to learn more, it's honestly one of the biggest hacks is to get a couple people that you're responsible for. Because when you bring on people and you're responsible for their success, everything that you do in the business now, you start putting under a microscope, whether it's recruiting, sales training, all this stuff, you pay so much closer attention to. And that's what I love about doing, the training platform that I have, is because now when I go and go out and like go to training seminars, I'm listening like a ninja to pick up little gold nuggets, because when I pick those up, I retrain on them and teach it. Because when you learn something, you get to learn it once from me, but when you teach it, you get to learn it a second time. And so that's what's so important, is if you guys are continuing to show up and be a part of this community and you're not getting the results that you wanted, I'd ask you, hey, how many people have you talked to about the opportunity? How many conversations have you had at a restaurant? How many people have you been talking about your business? And a lot of the times is if you're not talking about it, there's some self-limiting beliefs that you have about what you're doing that's holding you back. So ultimately, that's the first step, is if you want to get good at this, really start sharing your opportunity with other people and telling them your story. And that's what did it for me, is I was very good at the beginning of my career, but I started posting about it and I got vocal about it. And when I started getting teams, my personal numbers started growing. And as I started talking about it, I shared my experience. I got super hyped up in belief in what I was doing. Eventually, my team got bigger and bigger and bigger. And the last year, while I was fully operating in my org, I had 2,700 installs in my downline. And then I transitioned full time into doing my consulting, and then just took a passive override on the team and continued my mission to this planet, which is helping everybody. And that's my firm belief is if I have all these eyes on me, how much more do you step up? So right now, my challenge is if you really want to get the most out of these trainings, is go find a few more people, message them, get them involved in your team and your program, not for them as much it is for you. And the more that you get them involved, the more that you take this serious. And when you take it serious, you pull people up with you. You pull them up, because as you get better, you pull the right people. And so if you're having troubles with your belief system on whether or not you can recruit people, reach out to John. John's done a phenomenal job doing it. But the thing is, you're never going to be ready to recruit. You're never going to be ready for it. Nothing you can do, all the training in the world will not prepare you for what being a leader has. And sales is something you can master in 3 to 4 years. You can get about 90% of it done, and then it's all about just continuing to sharpen your axe. But leadership is a journey that you take for the rest of your life, and you never figure it out. It's something you do to your last breath, but I'm telling you, it's so worthwhile doing it, because you get to see all of the people's lives that you've impacted, all of the people that you've been able to play a part in their role for success. And my goal now is how many testimonies can I be in people's lives? Because that's the true measure of a person. Is you can have all the money in the world, but when you die, you can't take it with you. But the message, the gifts that you have, that's the true testament of what a leader is. And so right now, the big advice I would have you, if you want to get better at sales, go grab 2 to 3 people and bring them on this journey with you, because that's going to get you to hold up to a higher standard. So with that being said, yeah, glad to have you guys on. Thanks for having me again, John. That was a big thing that I push onto people, because I've really been studying what really helps get people to take the skills to the next level, and it's accountability. And accountability is going to help you sell better. It's going to help you be more persuasive. It's going to help you really master your craft. And so for me, I have to master my craft because I have so many people looking at me, and I do that intentionally, and it's holding me to a higher standard. And so right now, if your standard or your income isn't right now to where it's at, go grab some people. You need to be at Powur World, because if you don't have any money and you spend it on getting to Powur World, you buy everything and put it on a credit card, that's going to hold you accountable. Never. The best people in the world is not how can I afford it? It's how can I not afford to do this? And so ultimately, putting your ass on the line. I remember I was 22 years old, and I spent $10,000 on a Tony Robbins seminar. I put it on a credit card. I had no idea in 30 days how I was going to pay for it. I'm like, well, it's time to get my ass to work. And I went to that seminar. I learned. I bought the hotels, all of it. And I remember to this day that the real lesson I learned was investing in myself. I can't remember so much about the content that I learned at that, but the lesson is that I put my ass on the line, and that 10K ended up making me 30 or 40 because it made me work so much harder. So with that being said, holding yourselves accountable. How can you do that? Is grab people and then teach them. How can you build trust in your sales reps' performance? The thing is, guys, is a lot of times people don't even trust themselves. You're going to go into a closing process, and these customers don't have trust in themselves to make the right decision. We're dealing with this now more than ever in today's society. Why? Because of these cell phones. These cell phones are chewing gum for people's brains. They're TikTok brains. So we're dealing with less attention, less confidence, because the internet just programs us to do this stuff. So we're in a day and age where you have to be so damn good and so damn convicted in what you're doing that you build that trust in the customer, because they do no longer trust themselves. So write this down if you're taking notes, is customers don't trust themselves. So you have to build trust in them. How can you build trust in them? It's by having you instill trust in your process that then gets telepathically teleported into the customer's mind to build trust. So how do you build trust in what you're doing? It's how you handle problems and situations that come up in your process. So I'm going to give you guys a question, or I'm going to give you guys some time to go in the comments. Now, if you're taking notes on this, you should be grabbing a pen and paper and tagging me on Instagram on this stuff. Okay? Because the more that you engage, the more that you're going to engage with your clients. If you're not engaging in this call, you're going to show up to your next close and then wonder why your customers aren't engaging with you. How you engage in life is how life is going to engage in you. So if you're sick and tired of people going to the end of your process saying, hey, I need to think about it. Well, guess what? That's because you didn't participate in these training calls. This is because you didn't participate in this business. So get involved and watch how your world starts showing up. Your exterior reality is a reflection of your interior reality. So if you want to change your exterior, change your interior. So let's start participating in today's call. And for all 77 people that bounces between 77 and 100, I want you guys participating with me. If you participate with me, watch the next close you go to and how your people will participate with you. It's a direct reflection. So today, play with me and watch how your clients play with you in your next process. So what I want everyone to do, I want 77 comments right now. What is the biggest objection you get in your closing process? What are some objections you're getting right now, whether you're talking to strangers, in a set, in a close? What are the things that you're dealing with right now? Go in the comments. Okay, we're going to workshop this out. The more that you engage with me, the more I'm going to engage with you. We've got a lot of stuff to cover in a short amount of time, but you play, I'll play. Okay? You meet me. You put the effort in, I'll meet you. That's how it works. And leadership, you can help 1,000 people, but you can't carry 2 on your back. That was my favorite Jim Rohn story is what that means is you have to have the people help meet you, and then you can meet them. So let's start breaking this down. Perfect. Look at these comments. John, you got a good group here, dude. I'm going to take you guys on to all my shows and be my traveling audience with me. Participating. Love it. So let's start breaking this down. Good. Keep throwing them in there. I'm going to break down some of the psychology in what's going on when I start hearing this stuff. To build trust in your customer, the first words that come out of your mouth when they give you a concern is they're watching to see how you respond to certain situations. They're at a lowered level of energy. You are at your standard level of energy, right? So there's a gap. The person who sticks and stays is the person that gets paid. Write that down in terms of energy. The person who sticks and stays is the person that gets paid. So if you stick and stay to that energy, you're going to be the one that gets paid. If you switch and start going down to the customer's level of energy, they're going to be the ones that get paid because they transition you off of your closing process and they end up not getting solar. So how can I build trust? So right now, who can jump off? I want Jarrett, you jump off mute with me so it's not complete chaos. Yeah. I want to show you what I mean by building trust in clients. So when people, the first issue I find is I go through and I watch, is if you ever get a recording of someone doing their presentation, watch how they handle an objection get hits to them. They start stuttering, their energy goes down, they become combative. And what ends up happening is that person who's the salesman starts wavering. And that builds distrust with the client because you are not stable. Clients want stability. If your process is stable, you can then help their bill become stable. But if you were unstable, they're going to continue with an unstable payment, which is the electricity company. So the key is I want to build stability in myself so then I can build stability in their bill. It's directly correlated. I'm selling stability by being stable. They're going to throw you unstable objections and concerns, which is a reflection of their electricity bill. If you want to be of service and build trust, you're giving them a demonstration of what stability is. And how you become stability is you know what they're going to throw at you and it doesn't phase you. So that's why right off the bat, someone hits a good salesman with an objection, that builds trust. So when, let's say, Jarrett's going to hit me with an objection, right? Or sure. Let's say the first one I see is Melina Miss King, a good friend of mine. She showed up to my event in LA. So we're going to go with her objection right off the bat. So I want you to hit me with that. I'm moving, Jarrett, and I'm going to show you how I handle it so that you guys can kind of feel and see when I just get hit with shit, that I want you to just fireball and spit at me to give you a taste of what it looks like to build trust with people. So hit me.
All right. Danny, we love this. It sounds great. But we're just not sure because we're considering moving here, and we might be moving this year or later next year. So I'm not sure if it makes sense for us to go through a solar project right now, considering we might be moving.
Dude, absolutely. And that's actually why they've changed up the program in the last couple of years, because we did a statistic. And did you know the average American moves every 7 years?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And so obviously, if we only sold to people that were going to be living in their home forever, we wouldn't really have an industry. So what we've developed is a process so that when you move, it easily transfers, just like it easily transferred from the last homeowner to you for the electricity bill. When you moved in, what was the main reason why you decided to go with SoCal Edison?
Well, we didn't. It was just our only choice.
Gotcha. And so when you moved in, all you did is call up and transfer it into your name, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Awesome. And so that's how solar realistically works now, is it's just a transfer to your own name. And so we've made it super, super simple. Now, since you moved in and you said you didn't have an option, if you had multiple choices in different rates or plans, would you have at least looked at them?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if it was cheaper than what we're, paying over here.
Yeah, exactly. And, obviously saving money is a big thing, but a lot of people like that the program is designed to make it easy to transfer into new homeowners, because when you're going to sell your home, the last thing you want to do is have a program that's going to make it harder to do that. So that's why we've developed this new one. And I'll show you why so many people have jumped on it, even though they know they're moving on average in the next couple of years. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. And dive into it. So notice how I wasn't phased. I wasn't rocked, because if you do this enough, guys, you're going to know every single thing that they're going to tell you and nothing bugs you. They're throwing lobs to you. And your job as a salesman is to hit it out of the park. And if you know every single pitch they're going to throw at you, you can time it correctly and hit it out of the park. And that's going to build trust, which is going to allow you to move further along your sales process and get them further than the last couple people that have hit it, that have thrown to them, or that have presented to them in the past. So that's the big thing, is facilitating that. So Jared, go through a couple of the comments and keep role playing.
We'll go through a couple of, there's some good ones in here. Hey, Danny, really appreciate everything. If you don't mind sending everything over to me for me and my wife, we're going to review. We're actually going to be getting a couple more quotes over the next couple weeks, and then we'll get back to you.
Gotcha. Cool. So where is this in the process? So give me a context if it's like right in the beginning.
At the end. Closing. Yeah.
So if you get to the end and they say that, you have not set the frame of your deal correctly. This is now trying to dig yourself out of a hole because you didn't prepare the customer at the beginning of your process not to fall in this hole. So if you're running up with that, then what you would do is at the beginning of your process, you would really set the frame of what's going to happen, right? So I just got off a training with my group on the close. It's all about setting a proper frame before you go into your process to let the customer know exactly how this is going to go if the numbers make sense. And so your job at the beginning is you set the frame of, hey, here's what we're going to be doing today. My job is to find out one of the 3 reasons why people go solar. And the 3 reasons are, and you guys can write this down, is number 1, saving money, 2, complete home battery backup, or 3, equity in the house. And so my job is to find out, those are the 3 main reasons why people go solar. My job is to find out of those 3, what's most beneficial to you. And then if everything makes sense at the end, then we'll continue the project. The cool part about my job is I'm a broker. I pick out what program works best for you. I don't have any more incentive to put you with this program than that. It depends on what works best for you, and we move forward. This is kind of like being a car salesman. What I love about my job is I'm not committed to selling you a Honda or a Toyota. I have choices of every single car, and I plug you with the best one. So realistically, we do all the shopping here together and plug you with the best one. Because I've been with jobs before where they only sell you one product and service, regardless if it's the best for you. With me, that's what we're not here doing today. The hardest part about my job is finding the right car and seeing if you qualify for the project. The reason why most people don't have solar out here is because they don't qualify for it. And my job is to make sure, number 1, you're in the right vehicle, and number 2, that you qualify for it. So today, when we go through our process, we'll explore that together and we'll put the numbers together. And if they make sense, we'll move forward. Does that sound fair to you, Jarrett?
That sounds fair.
Perfect. And then you continue through the process, because at the beginning of it, you can see these foxholes. And you know, if you go down a path, you're going to hit a foxhole and you're going to have to dig yourself out of it. Avoid them completely by setting the tone at the beginning. And so then now at the end, she's like, well, we got to shop around. I'm like, what do you mean we got to shop around? I just told you I sell everything. What's there to shop around on? Like, so you must have me confused with somebody else. This isn't like you're going to Ford, now you drive across the street and going to Chevy. I have everything. Like, what do you mean? So, sorry. So then if you're shopping around, then there must be something that you don't understand, and that's my fault. So through the process, what particular parts of it do you not understand that I can help get clear on it for you? Because remember, and mind you, we haven't even gotten to the qualification parts yet. So I want to make sure if we do get there, we're clear on what it is. Because when people tell me they need to shop around, realistically, what that means is they just don't understand a certain part of the process.
Perfect. Love that. Malia has another great one right here. And it says, and this would be probably maybe towards more the beginning. But you know what, Danny? We just moved in and we're not sure how much our electricity bill is going to be. So we'd like to wait, maybe 6 months to a year, kind of find out before we decide on going solar.
Gotcha. 100%. When you moved in, what was the main reason why you selected that power company when you moved in?
Well, we didn't select the power company. It's the one we had to go with.
Got it. So you committed to something even though you didn't know what the bills would be every month?
Well, yeah, I mean, we didn't know what it's going to be, but it fluctuates and everything. With solar, we have to size it properly, and we're just not sure how much solar we need for this house.
Gotcha. So it sounds like you mentioned sizing. Have you done some research into solar?
We actually had solar at our previous house.
Oh, gotcha. What was the main reason why you got it at your old home?
Because our electric bill was through the roof. And, and we were saving money. Don't get me wrong, man. We like solar. We think it's good. We just don't know how big of a system we need just yet.
Got it. And so if you did and had to guess, we can look back to your previous home. How many, what do you remember the production of it? How much do you know about in the last property you were at?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was a while back when we had it, but I mean, I probably have some paperwork on it or something like that.
Gotcha. Well, the cool thing is even though we don't know how much you're currently going to use, because with solar, it's a complete estimate, just like your power company, we have a pretty good system to measure how much roughly each household's going to use. And so the big thing is although it is important to know what you're getting into, you never know for sure because times change, rates go up, and there's only two things that for sure are going to happen. It's number one, your rate's going to continue to grow. And number two, the rates for electricity are going to go up, and so are the rates for solar. So what my job is to do is to explore what it would look like to size the system now and get it pretty much dialed in, because like I said, it's a moving target every single month. And my job is, I've done this so many times, I can pretty much estimate just to the T of how much you're going to need. And that's what my job is to do, is to go through it and see how much you would need. So quick question. Do you have any electric cars? So then I would address it and I would transition and then start going into fact finding. I don't need him to say, okay, well, that makes sense. I'm going to address it. I'm going to redirect and start fact finding and showing, okay, that shows about this. Let's start getting some rough ideas. You don't want to spend too much time addressing that, because then it becomes more of a real concern rather than just a smokescreen. People get solar all the time and they don't know what they have. Perfect example in California, new homes, they put it up there regardless of how much they need. So the government tells you how much solar you're going to get. So I'm going to do the same thing for them.
Perfect. We're getting a lot of one-legged objections, and I'm just going to tell you guys right up bat, you shouldn't be setting up appointments one-legged. But yeah, Owen wants to know, you know, it sounds great, Danny. This all looks good. But if you could send this over to me, and then I got to talk to my wife about this. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. But yeah, if you could send that over, I got to talk with my wife before committing to this.
Perfect. Never drop price when both decision makers are not there. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. Because what ends up happening is somebody will sell you on the fact that they can make the decision. So you got sold on him selling you that he could make the decision on their own, and you got weak. You bought into his sale, and because of that, you gave up power at the beginning. So at the end, you don't have any power to hold into the process. So therefore, I will not present unless I have both decisions there and say, hey, Mike, absolutely. The problem is this is a big project. Our company spends a lot of money to put this on the roof. And when it's no money down, it doesn't mean that there's no money being spent. We're the ones spending it on you. So if we spend all this money and both parties aren't on the same page, we have to come back out and take what the hell? We have to come back and take all the panels out, and it costs us an arm and a leg. So unfortunately, we can't even do it unless you and your wife are here, because this is a construction project and we don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, spend a bunch of money, and then ultimately I'm the one left footing the bill. So when do you think is a good time we can catch both you and your wife home? So the golden rule of thumb is keep the power in your control. Do not present unless both people are there, because people just overcomplicate this. The person is left out. They think it's a bigger deal than it already is, regardless if they're paying every month for power. Just don't do it. Keep strong in your closing process. Hold to your morals, and do not present unless both people are there. Say, hey, cool. It seems like both of you guys are busy. Obviously I've got a packed schedule too as well. I got to make sure both parties are on the same page. Do you mind pinging her really quick so she can jump in with us right now? Do you mind just texting her and seeing if she can join on this with me? Us?
She's at work right now. I don't think it's a good time for her, but if you just give me the information, I'm happy to pass it along, and I'll discuss with her.
Perfect. Absolutely. Do you know when she's off?
She's a nurse, so she works odd hours. Yeah, our schedules are tight. It's tough. It's hard to get us on the same page. It's usually I'm home or she's home and I'm working. So, but yeah, if you could just, I'm good. Trust me, I'm just, ultimately it's going to come down to me, but I'm going to want to talk to her as well. But she just can't make the call.
Of course. So, do you ever get to see her in person?
Oh yeah. I mean, of course.
Okay. And what times do you usually see her in person?
It's typically late. I mean, like I said, she's a nurse. Sometimes she gets off around 10 o'clock. She'll come, and then early Saturday mornings usually.
Okay, cool. Early Saturday mornings. Awesome. Well, let me pop up my calendar right now. I've got something. Saturday. I have a late morning appointment with another client, but I can try to squeeze you in, because you said both of you see each other Saturday mornings. I can squeeze you in on Saturday morning, because I do have to ask her a couple questions. And so I've got 9 a.m. available, and I've got about 45 minutes I can run through you guys and go through everything. So 9 a.m. this coming up Saturday, I can squeeze you guys in. Would that work for you if I was able to move my calendar around and make it work?
You know what? That's not a good time, but we are up pretty early. I don't know, does 6 or 7 a.m. work for you? Because like I said, we have a busy morning and Saturday, but potentially we could do something earlier than that.
Okay. Yeah, I could squeeze you in a little earlier. I do my 6 a.m. wind sprints with Dennis Rodman. So once I get finished with that, I can jump in with you guys and get that going. So cool. Let's get you in on my calendar.
All right, let's lock it down. 6 a.m. on Saturday.
Okay, perfect. That's my favorite time. So
perfect. Good job, man.
Yep. So here's the thing is when he's trying to stick to his story, I just agree and I move on. Like, he has a problem. I don't. So I need to help him solve his problem. So I'm not going to listen to his nonsense about him talking himself out of not getting his problem solved. I will do whatever I can to help him solve his problems. And part of that is not buying into his story that he can make the decision. So I agree with him. I'm not combative. I just agree. Yeah, dude, 100%. So Saturday. Yeah. When do you see you and your wife in person? And then I tie him down from that.
That's a great question to ask. That's good. I love that. All right. Here's another one. Jonathan put this one. You know what, Danny? I was looking at the reviews online. they don't look that great. And I saw some other companies that had better reviews. I'm a little concerned about the reviews about the
Gotcha.
company.
Okay. And if the reviews were perfect, would you go forward with me today?
Well, I mean, yeah, we would definitely be more leaning towards going with you, but I was looking at the reviews. They're not that great.
Okay, awesome. So reviews are the only thing. The price looks good. The usage looks good. All of that looks good.
Everything looks great. Yeah, but like I'm concerned about the reviews.
Gotcha. Okay. And that's a valid concern. Now, my biggest job is what people really don't understand about solar is the reviews are a reflection of the sales rep. Because how solar works, it's not like a car where everybody sells the exact same car. Solar is a custom built process with custom built expectations per home. So the thing is, the reviews you're looking at are a reflection of the expectation of that sales rep. Now, any of those reviews, were they about me?
No, I didn't see any with your name on it.
Okay, perfect. And the reason that is because with my clients, I know what I'm talking about and I know how to build a system to their needs. So any reviews that we are going to be about me are going to be from the customer because they're the ones that ultimately design their system and I can help them do it, but it's your choice on how much you need, where you put them and all that stuff. But my job is to help you go through it. So the big thing is ultimately it depends on expectations of sizing and then to make sure you're prepared for whatever stuff comes up in the future. Because one of the biggest concerns I get is somebody puts on solar panels and they start adding all these extra electric cars to their homes, and then they wonder why they're paying two bills. Well, that's because the expectations weren't set at the right time. So of the stuff you saw online, what were some of the concerns that I could make sure that you help address for yourself so you don't run into those problems?
Well, some of them talked about bad customer service or couldn't get anybody out there, and you know they weren't bad communication, and their system wasn't working for a while. And so, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, Danny, you're a great guy, and you know, you seem like you're talking about, but you know, if the company doesn't back this up on the back end, I've seen some reviews there.
Yeah, well, the thing is the company is a reflection of me, and what I like to do for my clients is this is construction. I can promise you there will be hiccups that come along the road with this because we're doing it. Construction's done by humans and humans make mistakes. The biggest thing that I can do throughout this process is be here for you and help you work through this process because of regardless of where you go, we're still dealing with people and people make mistakes. And it's all about how you can handle the mistakes as they come up. And if you can get a hold of me, that's my promise. I've done this for a long time, and my rep card shows you all of the reviews from my personal clients that I've worked with. So I'm going to send you over that and you can look at all the testimonies from people that I've worked with and every single person I've given 5 stars to. And why I do that is because I can tell you right now, stuff will come up and I'll be able to service you. But that's my biggest thing is you put your trust in me first, and then I trust the company and I'll make sure you take care of that process. Because ultimately, if you think solar has bad reviews, we could start looking at the utility companies. And if you think our reviews are bad, oh boy.
Love
So
it.
my thing is you're going to have to make a choice of bad reviews at some point. What's the best review for your wallet? And that's what we're here to do today.
Right. Right. And pro tip, guys, that's why it's so important for you to get personal reviews from your customers with your name on it. So when that comes up, you can show them the great 5-star reviews from your customers, because it is a personal experience. It's a good one. Let's throw a couple more. Hey, Danny, you know what? I'm in the process of getting a few bids right now. If you just want to shoot me over a quote, I'm happy to take a look at it, but I don't really want to do a presentation or anything like that. But if you want to just send me a quote, I'll take a look.
Yeah. So quick question. Is this for like a Zoom appointment or an in-person appointment?
It could be either or. Maybe you knocked on their door or you called them up over the phone and they're getting quotes already and they don't want a presentation. They're just asking you to send them a quote.
Yeah, cool. Yep, I'll text it over to you. Thanks.
Perfect.
I won't spend too much time on that. If they're quote shoppers, guys, realize that the energy you put into doing a quote shopper, like it's not worth it. And the reason why people cling so hard to somebody who's interested is because they're afraid of finding new clients. They're afraid of rejection. So ultimately, I'll just text them with just a random bid and just not even put much energy into it, and I'll go find somebody new. And the reason that is because I literally had one client today. He's like, yeah, this guy's got 4 bids. What do I got to do to earn it? It's like, yeah, dude, that's cool. But there's 300 million people in the United States. You're going to beat yourself up. Go find somebody who's not in the market. The money's made on people who are not interested in solar and making them interested in solar. That's where the best margin's at, because they're not interested. So you got to convince them to become interested. If they're shopping, they're going to beat up your margins, and you're going to waste all your time and energy and not make any money. So don't be afraid to go find new people. Throw your bid in the hat, but don't spend too much time on it.
Love that. Yeah. And another thing is you could always ask them, say, what is it? If I see that you're getting quotes and you haven't gone with one yet, what exactly is it that you're looking for, to earn your business? Is it price? Is it panels? Is it equipment? Try to find out what their objection is. And then get them to commit. Well, if I can deliver you X, Y, Z, are you willing to move forward? Because I don't want to waste my time or your time.
Yeah, it's definitely, it depends on like the energy of the customer. Like, because when you hit me with that, it was very like arrogant, like, oh yeah, just send me yeah, bro, I don't need you. Like,
Sure.
no, like that was how you hit it. But if they're like, yeah, I just don't know which one to go with, then I'd be like, okay, if they were genuine, I would indulge in it. But if they're being like standoffish, I'm not going to waste my time. Like, the thing is there's so many other people out there. I'm not going to unleash my clip on a deal where it's going to absorb all my energy and not make any money, because if they're already behaving like that, they're going to behave like that through the entire PTO process every week. Hey, my system hasn't been turned on. Hey, my system hasn't been turned on. What's going on? And it just becomes a nightmare. And then you end up looking at your phone and they call you. It's like, bro, I don't even want to answer this because they beat me up on price and I'm making $500 and I have to service this guy now for the next 6 to 8 months. Not worth it.
Those will be your biggest nightmare deals. I'm telling you from experience. Here's a popular one. Hey, Danny, we got a quote from Tesla and it was like so much cheaper than this. What's up with that? They're like $15,000, $20,000 less from Tesla directly.
Dude, Jared, it's such a relief to talk to people who are proactive and finding good deals for them and their family. And I can't tell you how many knuckleheads that I deal with on a continual basis of that just continue to do whatever the utility company tells them and just pay whatever it is. And to find somebody who's actually proactive looking into something, like, I love working with clients like you because you're sharp. And if stuff makes sense, you'll go forward with it. And clearly you were looking into it. So let me ask you, what was the main reason why you were looking into solar before I showed up?
For savings. We want to save money.
And so being a sharp guy that you are, you clearly didn't go with them. What was the main reason why you didn't go forward with that proposal?
Well, we've just been doing our shopping. We want to make sure we got the best deal. So, we heard Tesla and we were going to get a couple other quotes just to compare.
Gotcha. So did you reach out to Tesla, or how did that go? How did that happen?
We went online. We just went online and got a quote.
Gotcha. And what was the main reason why you were wanting solar? Just to save? Is your bill pretty high?
Yeah, it's significant. It's about $450 a month.
$450 a month?
It's insane. Yeah.
Dude, what are you doing in here?
Nothing. This is just a 1,500 square foot house here in California.
Jeez Louise. So you're like, damn, my bill keeps going up, and you probably got the notification that the rates are going to go up too, right?
That's why we started looking at this. This isn't sustainable.
Gotcha. And on top of that, you probably looked into the deadlines that you need to get solar before a certain time before blank, blank, blank happens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then what I would do is I would dress it, I would compliment him, and I would start doing an identity statement, and I would thank him for being sharp and being smart enough not to go with that other bid. And then I would address it, and then I would go back into building value. So if you guys notice, I didn't start beating up Tesla or anything like that. I went back into finding why he got solar, and then I'm going to build a little bit more value and then build urgency by doing the takeaway, hitting them with the deadline. And then when I get the excitement high enough, I'm going to schedule for an in-person Or if it's a Zoom, I would then schedule another time after I got the bill. So it would be a 2-touch close in that process. So then I would go back building value, going through it, get clear on what he wanted, and I would find out the big reason why he hasn't pulled the trigger yet. And the reason why he hasn't pulled the trigger yet with Tesla, and the main reason why Tesla's failing and they're shutting down, and I'm going to send him countless articles while I'm building out the proposal of Tesla failing, is because there's no middleman to help size the system correctly and give them customer service. And so when there's no middleman, this is not like buying a car. The model needs somebody to customize it for them. That's why the experience is so shoddy with Tesla. And I'm going to sell them on the experience that I'm going to give them. And the price point is a reflection of the service. And most people want a good experience, not a good price point. And so my thing is I'm going to give them a better experience because I'm going to be able to sell the shit out of them because I'm so much more sold on them than that. And Tesla, they're not going to be able to compete with me because they don't have a sales rep. So that's the biggest thing is once I send them the articles and all the things about Tesla shutting down, all of these different, like not putting in deals, the jobs taking forever to get finished, it's because they don't have that customer, they don't have that personal touch. And this is America, guys. People do not always buy on the best price. Do not. So understand buying habits are not, you do not have to have the best price. People pay more for shit all the time. That's part of pride of ownership is you spent too much. You want to go to your homie's house and say, yeah, dude, these shoes are $40, or hey, yeah, these shoes are $800. Hell yeah, dog. That same principle and thought process is big. And so the same thing will be in every other aspect of the sales process. So good question.
Great, great, great. All right, you guys, we are coming up against the hour.
We have one question here, Danny, from Malia. Where do you have your customers leave reviews? Is it RepCard, Google, Yelp, Facebook?
You got to own it. The company website is theirs. You don't own it. I have a rep card. It's my own website and database for my customers. I send them text messages. I send them video clips. I've got like 6 video clips that I text every month automatically that's checking in with them. It's a selfie video. Hey, what's up? This is Dan, the Solar Man, just checking in on you. Hope you've had a good experience. Remember, I'm here if you need anything. Also, I'm here if you have any friends or family who need to get solar too as well. Be sure to send them my way. And then every single month, it's automated text message follow-up. And then it also texts, hey, I hope you're enjoying your solar. Be sure to leave a review. That helps me scale my business. And the more that you get your customers to engage with you, leave positive reviews, when you text them that rep card, they can go through and see all of the reviews on your own website. It's a beautiful little product. It's like $100 a year, $200. It's cheap. You guys should all invest in yourself because that's your personal business card and it automates follow-up. 100%. 100% need to do that. Do not rely on Powur. Do not rely on anybody but yourself because you control your customer experience. That's part of owning your own business. None of you are W-2. Everyone's 1099. You're business owners. Start acting like it and control your information your customers perceive.
Love it. Great advice. I did put the link for RepCard in the chat, and I believe Brad is one of the founders of RepCard as well. So I think I met him at SolarCon. His number's in the chat as well if you want to send him a text and ask for the
send him
Powur.
a text. You get a text message if you say that you did a training call with Danny Pessy. So they'll give you guys a little bit of a break ski on it. Brad's the homie. I love what he does. Yeah, also the solar cards. I forgot about that. So guys, there's a bunch of objections in here, right? And so all of the objections that are in this comment, I've written them out on my cards. Let me see if I got any hanging around here. But basically, they're like playing cards, and every objection on the back has my talk tracks on it, and so that you guys can use that. I'll put a link in here, and John can text out. They're cheap. They're like $100 or something like that. They come with a little training on it.
Yeah,
all right, camera.
Those are solid.
What's going on here, dude?
Danny, as we close up here, obviously people can follow you on Instagram, Facebook, watch your door knocking, your scripts, but let us know what training programs you're working on, what events you're working on. And obviously, as we go towards Powur World in September, what can these people do to get more engaged with you and support you?
Yeah, so follow me along on Instagram. But guys, I talked about it at the beginning of this call, and I challenge all of you to really dig deep and get your belief in what you're doing is right. Because if you were so bent set and believe in what you're doing is right, you want to get other people involved in this program. And the reason why it's so important to build a team is for two things. Number one, you won't end up like me, not telling my friends. I was so insecure about my freaking job going and doing sales that I never told any of my friends because I didn't want people to think I was doing one of those pyramid things, right? So I never told them. And I left all my friends behind, and they have resentment that I never got them involved in what I'm doing. I've made millions of dollars doing 1099 commission only sales, and they still live with their parents. They're not making the type of money that they dreamed they could. And it was because I didn't invite them along the journey. So number one, you don't want to be in a position where you see a friend and they're like, hey, dude, you never told me about what you're doing. I want to get involved. And number two, do it for yourself, because guys, all these trainings, all this stuff in the world, it's works, it magnifies it if you have to reteach it to your people. It holds you accountable. And if you really want to get good faster, go grab 5 or 10 people a week, introduce them to your mentor, and get a call scheduled. Okay? 7 out of 10 won't do it. And of the 3 that do, 1 will stick it out. Okay? Those are the numbers. And it's just like baseball. If you hit 3 out of 10 times you go up to the bat, you're in Hall of Fame. This is a game of failure. Get comfortable with the failure. Not everybody has to do it, but you have to get your at-bats in. So all this stuff that we train on, all of it magnifies if you get people in the door, because it's the cheat code. And if you could take anything from this call, is accountability. And the key to having accountability in this job is get mentees and teach them the ropes, because then whenever you get taught something, you get the gift of teaching it a second time, which doubles your learning skills. And so that's my biggest tip for you guys watching today, is get in front of people, talk about your story, and introduce them to your mentors. That was the missing piece at the beginning of my sales career that I wish someone told me. Hey, bro, there's people working on Uber. There's people working in restaurants. You are making all of this money and you're letting them suffer because they don't know where the next big opportunity is. Stop being selfish and start telling people about what you're doing. Stop being selfish.
Mic drop, baby. Give it up for Danny Pessy in the chat, guys. There was a lot of nuggets today. If you're paying attention or watching this recording, I put Danny's Instagram, his link tree in the chat, his door knocking slicks for a sale for us. And as a reminder, text Brad with rep card. Let him know you attended a Pessy training, and check out rep card as well. So tons of gold, guys. A lot of love in the chat for Danny. Follow him. And Danny, I'm pumped and excited. What is it? 2 months away? We're going to be 2 months away in Florida, baby.
Yes.
It's going to be epic.
Guys, right now, regardless of what's in your account, make the decision and the commitment that you're going to be there in Florida. Get the hotels, get the flights, make the commitment now. Because if you're waiting to get paid or you're waiting for stuff, that's not how life works. Demand this shit. Get out there. I don't care what happens. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be involved. I'm going to be in the community. I'm going to see other people performing. I don't care what my bank account says. This is what I'm doing with my life. I'm going there. I'm getting committed. I'm going to train. I'm going to see the vision of what we're creating. This is one of the fastest growing solar companies in the country right now. And you guys have a chance to participate in that. It doesn't matter what seat you're on. This rocket ship is going to the moon. Get on the plane, get on the rocket ship, and get your head out of your ass, because if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Those who stick and stay, get paid, baby.
That's it, man. So
Danny, you're hired. Fuck that.
Go.
God damn it.
Love it, bro.
All right.
Can't wait to see you at Powur World, man. It's going to be a great time. And hey, thanks again for coming on the chat. Everybody show him some love, you guys. That was straight fuego. So, well, hey, I appreciate it. Jonathan, as always, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the recording of this week's training, and we will stick around for a couple minutes for Q&A, and we will see you guys all next week. Peace.
Thank you, Danny.
Hey, guys. Thanks for tuning into this episode. If you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening. You can also follow me on the socials, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. All those links will be listed below. Now, if you're looking to get started on the path to selling solar virtually, look no further than Powur. Powur is a decentralized solar platform that gives you the ability to sell 100% virtually in 25 plus states and growing. Their platform gives you the advantage to offer your clients a variety of different panels, inverters, roofs, batteries, and even EV chargers. Brands include Enphase, SolarEdge, Tesla, Franklin, and Span Smart Panels. Powur offers multiple zero-down financing options, including loans, PPAs, and leases. And with their revolutionary cost of goods sold model, 5 different streams of income, and world-class training, there is nothing else like it in the solar industry. If you're looking to get started, go to powur.com. That's POWUR.com/virtual solar pro/join and start selling solar virtually today.